Hello everyone, you are welcome again to Grace Tech Analytics YouTube channel, where mastery is being gained as regarded to anything related to data analytics. So I urge you to follow more of this YouTube as you master the mind of analytics as regarded different tools you can be used as required by different organizations so for their work. So we're already on our pursuit by exploring DAX function in Power BI, and we have considered different functions that we can use. So your heart of knowing all these functions will help you to know which kind of approach or method you are going to use to solve any business requirements, questions you are faced with. So that is why it is very, very important for you to know different functions that is regarded in Power BI using DAX function. Lest you forget, I have informed you the meaning of DAX is a library integrated in Power BI to solve real-life functions. And we have considered how to work with statistical function. Today, I'll be guiding you in this tutorial on how to work with another function. And that function I target to be logical function. So this is the mastering logical function in Power BI DAX. So this is unlocking the full potential of your data analytics with different essential DAX logical function. So, and when we are working with logical function, there are different functions. The key aspect of it that it is very, very important for us to know how to work with them. So I have brought you with few questions that you need and to know how to work with them so much. So for business requirement analysis. So first one is if function. This is a foundation for conditional logic, and mostly it is used for two outcomes. ID for scenario with only two possible results. So I'll be guiding you to know how to work with switch function, which is for elegant multi-condition handling. When you are working with conditions in if as well, in this if function, if you don't want to use if, there's another alternative you can use called nested if. It is when you are working with more than one if, so multiple if function. So you can use it so in line with switch function for multiple condition handling. So for multiple condition, perfect for handling several distinct conditions. So I'll be guiding you to work with selected value, which is for corresponding to user choices. So we have as one value for context-aware calculations. It's for single value checkout to verify it's only one value existed within a current filter context. All these and many more I will guide you in this tutorial. Then calculate function, which is for shifting filter context. So to change context, dynamic logic. So calculator function is used to express a particular conditions. So I'll be guiding you to know how to work with different handling blanks and fallbacks like is blank and colors. These are very important. So I'll be guiding you to know how to work with combining condition using and or using all function. We have and function, we have all function. They are very important. They use it together with our logical function. So when we are working with conditional statement using greater than, less than, not greater than, not less than, these are different comparative statements. When we are working with logical condition, we are working with all, not, and or, which is and or not. These are three conditions, and is used if you want to return to condition if it is true. All is one of the statement is true, and no is none of the condition is true. By working with them practically, you understand it more. So we are working with if errors to robust error handling. It is used to eliminate if you don't want to see blank value of 0 in your context of your conditions. So we use if error. So, and I've heard these are key takes away for DAX logic. So it is used to know what to use, conditions to use as pattern for a particular analysis or questions or requirements, or let me say, for anything you are asked to do, you must know what to use. That is why it is good to have a context, optimize your readabilities. Context is key and build resilience. All these things in nutshell is for you to know what to use, as anytime you are facing any questions, you must know these are the conditions very necessary for you to know how to work with them. So they are very important. So let me take you back to the real work, which is work with Power BI functions. So we have this, which is Power BI software. So as you can see, so if you don't know how to import data, you can watch my previous videos. So we are working with Superstore data set. I've imported data set. I open it. So you can open it. These are Superstore data set. So if you don't know, you just watch my previous videos to know how to import data inside Power BI. So, and we are working with, don't forget that I told you that DAX function have two powerful segments. First one is calculated column, and the second was calculated measure. And calculated column is when we are working with table. So these are different menus, and these are the things that we have done so far. So table views or data views. So all this just to preview data I'm having there. So if you want to see your calculation inside your table at the same time, you are going to be working with a new column, because it will file out new column for you to work with. So if you want to calculate your data without tables, so we are going to be working with new measure for real-time analysis. So that you can visualize from that end. They are very important. Now let's start with if conditions in logical function. If conditions. So from here, so you are having this. Let me start with, when we are working with product categories, we have these different things there. We have under product categories. So by the time you click on product category, it will tell you that we have these 3 distinct values there. So which is, we have furniture, we have technology, and we have office supply. So in a case whereby you are asked to calculate the sales for only technology, they want to see how much we have made on technology. So, and we are working with new column. New column, if you are working with new column, it means that you are going to be, if you are working with, want to see your calculation with table, it means that you are going to be working with new column. So, want to create calculated for it eventually. So, if you want to use new column, then this is what you are going to do. So it's for you to click on new column. So don't forget, the question is calculate for us the sales for technology. So when you click on new column, that is if you want to use new column for it. So once you calculate it, then you can click here, which is technology says, I want to see how much you have made on technology. So it's condition. Don't forget, if from if is asking you that you should ask again, what is the logical test? You can see the function up here, then followed by result is true and or result is false. So from here, we are going to click on the table we are working with, which is the product category. Just scroll down, which is the product category. So from product category is equal to, you need to assign what you want to work with, a condition. I want to work with technology, then by what? By their sales. Very simple. By their sales, just to close the bracket here, enter. I click on enter, then you are going to have this. So from the 3 distinct values we have there, so it will calculate for you the sales we made in technology. So if you scroll down here, you can see that we are having under technology, say we have 481 distinct values. By the time you consider it, you are going to see that we are having 481 distinct values. So this is 481 distinct values we are having there. And don't forget, we can throw it. if that is what you want to do, you can put it so that you can see what you are working with. So under this place. So now in a case whereby they ask you that, because you are having all this, and they ask you now, tell us the sum for this, the sum for this. Want to see their sum. What you just need to do, come back to your report view. Then when you click on your report view, click on your card. This for single values. So when you click on your card, then you can have that the calculation has been registered here. Just come under technology says here, it has been registered. Whether you calculate using new measure or the new column, it will register under the data model. Enter. So you can see that it will show us that we have 612,000 and we have 26 kobo. So all these are the sum of technology says. So we can have it here. So this is how to calculate it. So all these things you are seeing inside your table view here, all this, their summation is what you are having there. So you can see that this is total amount you have made on technology say. So if they want to ask, so if you want to calculate another one, you are going to follow another process by clicking on a column. By the time you click on new column, everything will happen. For instance, if I want to calculate for another product categories, so I will just click on new column. You can see that in this time around, I will calculate for both technology. In a case whereby they want to calculate two things at the same time, you want to calculate two things at the same time. So this is want to calculate for furniture. I just shorten it, or technology, furniture, and let me just say furniture and office supply. This office supplies. So under office supply, so we can see that I'm calculating two things at the same time. So I'm calculating two things at the same time in this place. So if you want to calculate for two things inside one table, so we are still going to use if. Don't forget, we are working with logical function if. This is if the table. So just click on the product categories. Then we need to click on furniture. So when you click on furniture, you need to click on shift and vertical straight line on your keyboard. Shift. I'm going to see vertical straight line on your keyboard. So we just click it twice. So then enter the second product category so that you can bring out the condition you are working with again. So can you see that? Then the next thing I'm working with office. Make sure that you write it the way it is so that you not have errors. Can you see that? So once you have this command, then based on their says, you can work with profits, anything they ask you to do, and click on enter. So the front slash line that we did, this one that we did here, they call it pipeline. So it is when we are working with two things at the same time using OR. So don't forget that we another function for AND or OR is what we are considering here. Can you see that? We can use this sign, which is front slash line, to do it. So if you go back to your report view, you can see that different functions have been added. So it has been increased. So you can see that under this place, under report view, this thing we are going to put it inside table. Click on card. So want to drag it inside it. So and let's work with what we just solved now. So you can see under furniture. So this under furniture. So under this furniture, just click on the function. So you can see that we have more than 1 million. So for the information, so we are having this just 1 million plus. So under this, very, very important. So that is the summation for both furniture and for office supply. So this is for one function. Don't forget that we are using this. We are solving them from here. So from this side. So now, in a case whereby you don't want to use column for it, you want to use measure for it. So you can use measure if you don't want to use column. Column is when you are working with table, and measure is if you don't want to work with table. So everything you are just that new column will be consuming table because you are going to be creating new column before you can work with them. But new measure, you have to create your own table by yourself. So click on this table we are seeing here. When you click on the new table, you are going to see that this table is a table here. Just see it's a new table by yourself. When you click on it, it will drag. I want to show you how to use if function with new measure. If you don't want to use new column, so you can drag this thing out. By the time you drag it out, so I want to calculate product subcategory. Let me look for something that is much that we can work with. I like product categories, these product categories, and I'm working by their sales. So with this, we have different sales. They are too much. I just want to calculate about three things at the same time. So don't forget that I'm working with new measure now. I will click on new measure. The formula will be different. So that's why I'm doing it so that for you to know how to work with them. So from here, I want to work with boot cases. These are different things I want to work with. Boot cases. I'm working with an envelope. And these are the things condition will be given to work with. Envelopes. I'm working with tables. I just selected three things. So from here, I will click on SUMX. Don't forget that inside our function, we have what is called iterator. Iterator is when you are working with any aggregation that has X with them, we have some. This is just normal aggregation. But anytime you are using, you are seeing X with them, they are iterator. All those X, it simply means expression. It helps you to express yourself. Because I want to do summation, then I use X with it. So that in X, I can express, can do many things with it. These are iterator. We have mass X, we have average X, we have different rank X, which I did for you in our previous video. So all these X help you to express yourself. They are called iterator or expression. So under this table, I'm working with, because I want to express myself, I want to calculate someone, and what I want to calculate is about three things at the same time. That's why I'm using some X with for it. So, comma. So what is the expressions? So I want to work with product subcategory. This is product subcategories. Then I have to click on the condition I'm working with, both cases. So I will click on my shift and also with the pipeline, with the front vertical line on my keyboard by pressing shift and that vertical line. So again, products, so help me products of categories. The second thing I'm working with, I will assign it, which is I'm working with envelope. Envelope. So I will quote it. I'm quoting it because it's string. We quote string. So again, I will introduce my shift vertical line. So again, I'll click on products of categories. The last one that I'm working with is tables. Is tables. Then by what? By the access. This is by the access. It's writing products of categories. Envelope. What now happen? It's all right. So under this side, I supposed to write this. That is why it's writing. Let me finish that table because it's another function. So as I wrote this, some X here, I supposed to write if condition here because I'm working with logical function. If condition. So can you see? If I don't put this if condition, it's not saying what I want to do. Then I'm working with the assets. So then I will close it. I will click on enter. So under these are the functions I'm working with both cases. So I will search for it on my model. So this is it. I will click on it. Automatically, I'm going to see it inside table. You can see that the one we calculated, um, the the conditions that we impute inside this function is what we are seeing here. So I'm going to uncheck the sales. I don't need the sales again. So these are the things I'm working with, the three things I did that they asked us to work with. So can you see on both cases we made this, on envelope we made this, and also on table we made this. You can go back by using visual so that I can get it more. So can you see I drag it down by using virtual. So and from here And that is the essence of working with calculation, because if you are working with calculation, it is easier for you to bring it out in form of visual. But we use calculations to bring out our visual. So with this, can you see we have 194 plus, which is 1,000. We have on envelope and on both cases on table we made more sales. Can you see? By the time you click on it, it will show you. So roughly like more than 194 plus, and this also more than 108 plus. By the time you place it here, you are going to see it, and also this, we made this. Which is 10K plus as well. So these are the areas to work with them. So we are still going to work with some project on how to format on that, how to format. Now that is using if. So don't forget that the way we did it on measure is different from the way we did it with column. But we are still working with the same logical function, working with if conditions, which is very, very important. So we can use another thing using if. Peradventure, by the time you throw here, under this new column, I want to assign the one that we made more sales with it. So for instance, for technology, I want to assign to be the sub bonus. So you can use it to assign any remarks to any values. So if I'm working with technologies to be what? Excellence, office supply, good, wire and furniture, fair. This is what I want to do. Now will you now assign these remarks? I'm still going to assign it. By the time you go back to Excel, you are going to see that in Excel, we use if conditions to assign different remarks. You can do that as well in Power BI. So this is what I will do. I will assign different remarks to these product categories. Then what I will click on to come to your table tools, then click on new column. I want to see it inside table. That's why I'm working with new column now. Don't forget and don't be confused by that. And so this is remarks. Let me just say product remarks, product categories remarks, category remarks. So I will just click on this if. Now I'm working with three things at the same time. It means that I'm working with more than one if. And don't forget, I told you that when you're working more than one if, like the condition we did, which is two conditions from the preview, and it's just for two conditions. But if you are working multiple conditions, more than one now, more than two now, can you see that we are working with more? We are going to be working with nested if. From here now, you are going to see the way I'll be working with more nested if to generate the function. I will use more than one if from here. So you help me to create multiple if function. So what I will have to do from here, product categories. So product categories I will assign, which is first one is furniture. First one is furniture. So furniture we assign is to be yeah. So comma. So you can drag it like this. Create another if. Can you see now? I'm creating another if, which is other, which is product categories. So under these product categories, the next one is technology. So you can assign as many things they ask you to work with. So this one should be excellence because it's tech. Excellence, comma, then, which is the last one, if again. Using if inside if is called nested if. Don't forget. So because I want to create many conditions, so that's why I'm using nested if. So that another alternative that is more useful or they use more is switch. I will show you how to do that as well. So this is under this nested, and the last one is for office supply. Office supplies. Office supply, I will assign office supplies to be good. So I will close 3 times because I assign 3 conditions, which is if conditions. Click on enter. You can see that we have worked with this. So it will bring it, we have assigned anywhere you see fear automatically is furniture. Anywhere you are seeing excellence is technology, and anywhere you are seeing office supply, that one is good. You can assign it. Now, but the functions they normally use, if you remember the way I showed you in the introduction on logical function, we use switch rather than using nested if. I'm just showing you, it depends on how creative you are. You may decide to use nested if, and you may decide to use switch. Let me use switch for it. So you can see that switch will create multiple conditions. So in using switch, you can see that this is what I will do in using switch, because just that if condition will be creating more if before you can do anything with it. So, but let me create a switch function. So let me create by using switch function, which is a new column. This is new column, and let me do something using switch function to create multiple things. So I want to assign a particular function for let me see what I will do under this place using switch function. So where is my says? Under this says. So I want to says remarks. Says remarks. Under says remarks. So don't forget I'm using switch. So I will click on switch. Can you see switch? Because I want to create multiple function. Then I will use true with it, which is true. So let me place this one down. If you want to place something down, just press your shift and enter to put it down. So under this place, I will see comma, shift enter to create another paragraph. So this one will now be says. I'm working with says now to create multiple condition for says. I'm using switch, which is other says. Let me look for says. This is says. Greater any says that is within a particular range. I want to create it. I want to create condition for it. So for instance, now if I'm having says that is less or equals to 200, let me say that one is 4. So another one, other says, which is by says, I will drag it down, says, any says that is less or equals to 500, that one should be what? That one should be fear, comma. Other again, can you see that we are creating multiple condition? So says that is greater than 500, greater, let me say greater than 500, greater than 500. Let me just say, let me use this to be greater, less than 500 should be, but this one is greater or equals to 500. Don't forget to give you the condition you are going to work with. So under this one should be average, comma again, other says, which is other says again. This one that says if it is greater, which is greater or equal, let me just greater or equals to, this is greater than or equals to 1000. This one should be good, comma. And other says that is this is, let me just say this one is greater or equals to 500. Let me just say this one is equals to 1000. But under this one will be other says, this other says, Let me click on other sales. All these things, they will give you work to do. This is greater than 1,000. This one was not 1,000. Anything greater than 1,000 is, let me just say, that one is excellent. Excellence. I'm just showing how to, that one is excellence. Excellence. Then we now close it. You just close it once. Enter. Can you see? You assign those variables to all of them without sweat. Can you see? It's assigning them. It will assign all of them all together. It will assign everything. So this is you. It will assign everything for you. It will assign everything for you. So that is how to generate different conditions for all of them. So they are very, very important. You must know how to assign different values to all this. So so we can trace it by the time you discover that maybe what you are doing is not showing faults. So that what you are doing maybe it's not really they are not correct what you want to work with. You can go back to it to readjust it to generate those functions without any stress. You can generate it, you can look at it, so you can see what they ask you to do. This is greater than or equals to 1,000. So this one too, you can discover that this one is greater than 1,000 and it's still giving you average because this one is greater than or equals to 1,000 average here. By the time you meet a condition here, it will not further again about it. But paraventure adding B will remove this exactly 500 and you re-enter it. Let me readjust it and try to enter it again. Now I've removed greater than 1,000. You can see that now it will assign these particular values. So this one now, this is, he omitted a particular function because we have not created that number under here. So this one now, you can now say this is exactly 500. You can now say this one should be what? You can just create a function for it under this one. If you ask this one is greater than 500, is greater than 500 or equals to 500, you see that this omission will disappear. You can see now. So you can just do this, remove this, this is equal to. So just try to know what to do with the function. By the time you know what to do with that particular function, it will be easier for you to know what to work with. So they are very, very important to know what to do with them. So they are very, very important. You can see that there are omission here that they have left. So you can create different function, different and switch function. They will ask you, they will give you different function you have to work with. Now, in a case whereby, so if you want to omit or you want to pick this particular value, this omission sign, they are in between this 900 and other. I want to capture the entire number without any stress. You can do it without stress. So if you just want to capture entire number without any stress, you can just delete this and look at, just watch the way I will do. You will capture everything. So just click under this other date. This is under says, see that I will capture everything without any stress. So this is less than, let me just say this one is less than 500. Anything less than 500, just fear. Just know what to do. So again, other date says I will capture everything now using switch. So this one is less than 500. This one is less than 1,000. 1,000. This one is good. So just know what to do. This is other values. Says again. Says, and this one is greater than 1,000. And this one is excellent. This one is excellent. I'll close it. Enter. You can see it will capture everything. Can you see they have captured everything now? So that is when you are working with if
and OR function without any stress. It will be easier for you to know what to do at a particular function or at a particular time. They are very, very important. So in a case whereby we are working with a particular function for it, maybe I want to leverage it with a with AND or OR function from the logical statement we have seen. So we can do that again by clicking on a column to see how to work with that as well. Maybe I want to generate, maybe they ask me to look for technology that is greater than a particular number. So I'll just say merit, otherwise not merit. Maybe they are looking for technologies. This is technologies produces under we can see that under product categories. So just through that now under these product categories, and they want to see technologies that is above a particular condition. So this is technologies that is greater than maybe than 700. So anywhere you see technology that's greater than a particular condition, we say merit, otherwise not merit. So the first thing we need to do is to create a function. So which is, let me say technologies above, maybe above 700, for instance. So I will click on if. This if, I will generate with ARM function. So under this ARM function, then I will now generate an product category with it where I can see this technology. So this is technology, is under technology. So under this technology, that is what says, I'll click on says greater than 700. Don't forget, greater than 700, I'll close it. Then when it's greater than 700, then I will say merits. Otherwise, no merits. There's no merits. I'll close it. I'll enter. Let's see what we are going to see. Can you see now? So it's telling us that anyway I see merit, this condition is satisfied. This condition, that shows technology is greater than 700. So anyway I see no merit, the condition is not met. And don't forget, anyway we are using AND function. AND function simply means that the two statements must be technology and it must be greater than 700. That's where we are seeing merit. So by the time you trace it, you can see that it's greater than 900. So greater than 900, and at the same time, under your product categories is the same thing with what? With technology. You can see from here. So, but RMB, you are asking us, watch these remarks that we are having here. If you want to change the model, maybe this one that is greater than technology, greater than 300 and greater than 700. So if you change this and to all simply means that one of the statement must be made. If it is not technology, then it must be greater than 700. If it's not greater than 700, then it must be technology. So this all sign. This is all sign. You can use all sign for it. You say change this and to all function. Can you see your function? Just click on it. Then by the time you click on, you can see this thing will change. Can you see? Can you see? We have merit. The meaning is that anywhere that is not, if it is not greater than 700, then it will be technology. If it is not technology, it must be greater than 700. Anyway, you are seeing all this not merit. It means that, so none of the statement was met. So that is the essence of working with it. I've taught you how to use if condition, if nested function, switch function, using all and AND function. So these are different logical functions that we are going to be using with it. So follow me more with more updated videos that will be guiding you to do. That is how to work with conditional statement in Power BI using DAX function. Please, I want you to subscribe, share with your friends so that you can encourage me to upload more videos with time. Thank you.